Hello, I'm Freelander. Welcome to the Game Trove. Today we are taking a look at Army of Tactics, some strategies for the IMP. Credit where credit is due. Ishatir, I'm not sure if that's how you say it, but that's the name of the person who wrote these articles. They're in Russian and English, and he has them on the Discord Heroes Radio. This link to this article, I'll also link it in the description below. And let's get into it. So first we'll go through some of the key points on the IMP, and then I'll show you in some tactical battles how they're used. So the IMP is an airborne unit, very very specific purpose, and we'll get into that. Okay, so. And if you're curious, please give this article a read. If you're curious about any one, I'll be going through them one by one, but that'll take weeks, if not longer, to get through. So if you're curious how to use the unit, this can be very helpful. Resource. Thank you so much to him for doing this. This probably took a long time, a lot of work. And let's get to it. So here are the characteristics. They cost 2 mana. Very important as far as mana cost, tile, health damage are I don't know. They're all important factors, but those really tie into it right here. This data set right here, the first 4. Actually, I would replace damage with DPS. DPS is the more important of the two. So damage, health, tiles, and mana. Those are probably the 4 main considerations. And then others are somewhat secondary, but can be very important depending on the situation. All right, so mana, obviously the less mana, the more you have for the next battle or the next unit that you want to place this battle. Tiles, this is how much of your side of the arena it takes up during deployment. So we'll get into that when I show you the video. Health, that's basically how long it takes to kill them. There's no armor in Army of Tactics; it's just sheer health amount. So health is how long it takes for them to get killed. Damage 60. And hit speed is 1.5 seconds, so it averages out to 40 DPS per second. The thing that makes the difference is if you just need to last a little bit to kill a unit, the hit speed versus the damage per second can make a huge difference, but it doesn't make a whole lot of difference with imps in this case. Targets ground and air, so it can target anything. That is pretty important in a lot of scenarios. Airborne, so melee units can't touch them. Kind of nice. Leads into some use cases. You can force your opponent to use more units. If they're only using melee units, you put one out here and they have to do something about it. Movement speed is 360, so that can be important with what tank you use. We'll get into that later. DPS, obviously, and range, actually pretty important for the imp in particular. This is a 1000 is about 1 square, I've noticed, give or take. It probably is 1 square, but I just haven't gone the research yet. And count. This you multiply times whatever the DPS is, whatever the health is. So you get 4 times the DPS, so you actually get 120 160 DPS instead of just 40 DPS with a group of 4 of them. 4 times the health unless there's AoE, area of effect damage. So high damage. They are the highest damage, the highest DPS per mana cost in the game so far that I've found. With the exception of maybe the art. No, I think they might beat the archer because you can place almost 4 of them for 1 archer, and that combined with the archer's slow firing speed, they're just a much better damage dealer. Okay, fast attack speed relatively, versatility, ground and air, and affordable cost, very affordable. All right, cons: low health, susceptibility, susceptible to quick elimination. Very true, especially with AOE, area of effect damage. And a third one I would add would be the large area they take up per the mana you use. Can be a detriment. Okay, so we're going over to here. All right, getting into it. See, I was actually against a real player, and I don't think they're all that experienced, especially against like a lot of imps. So it took them a few tries to actually beat me. I was trying to prove a point that using all imps might not be the best strategy, but number one, he didn't place that many units, and number two, he didn't place them in necessarily the best positioning. So I was still able to just crush him. This round, let's see. Same thing happened second round, but third round he actually got smart. Okay, so these guys have massive AoE, so you can see some detriment there. He placed his tank better here. Still would have made it through to the archers just because these guys have a lot of DPS, right? But still, he did much better. And again, the dragons took him out. Okay, but my point, a big point of this is you can only place. I think I was actually wanting to try to start winning this. My point is you can only place, what is it, 18 of them. So you can only place 36 worth of mana if you use all of these, and they have damage. So with any unit, you probably don't want to use all of just one unit. But this is what happens if you do use just all of one unit. And again, this AoE takes away about half of my damage right there, and the archers are just whittling away at the rest. So yeah, didn't go so well for me. Okay, we're gonna go into some other tactics here. Okay, I think if I remember correctly, I started using other things. Sorry. There we go. Okay, so this time I'm using a tank too. Look at the difference that we have here. This is probably the lightest tank in the game you can have. It's not really a tank. It's more of a support unit. It slows down the enemy. But you can see the imps are being protected rather than shot down right away. Okay. Now we're actually going to go into an elite battle. No, oh, this is just a regular battle too. So here we're showing just a basic tank and stuff. The AI does counter you a bit. Basically, it counters what you first put down. So so you can see if he had a little bit more area of effect damage, he would have taken me down. So that is a factor. Or just one tank. One tank at the front of the army and in that last battle, and my imps would have been taken down. So now we're doing a heavy tank. The problem with this though is they're slow. I think I still might have won this battle, but it was kind of close. Okay, so you see a lot of the imps are getting shot down because they're getting in front of the tank or beside the tank. They had no tanks, which is why I was able to win. This is an AI, so not as smart. Okay, let's see. So we have a third battle here, showing you something else. Okay, some faster tanks. Oh, I decided on something different. Probably because I don't have that many. Okay, let's see. Okay, so tanks coming in. So I have plenty of damage. These tanks aren't that high of health, but they're still enough with this much DPS to troll on through. I might just try that as a strategy. Blacksmith Imp. I don't think it has the health to survive a really well fought battle. Okay, this next one is an elite battle. And I wanted to do this because I wanted to face a real player and really just go for it. So I think I forgot what I was doing here because I wasn't going to use... Trees are usually not good to use with imps. But we'll see what I do. Oh, okay, I'm using... okay, I'm doing stuff slightly different than I would normally. But I wanted to show how imps can interact with a lot of different units in a supportive. So their main role is support DPS. So whatever unit you have, they just add to the DPS, and they cost 2 to do so. However, they do take a lot of the battlefield. I'm saying a lot of this stuff over and over again, but hopefully you're getting some bits of knowledge through it. Jingle here used imps better than I did. Okay, so you can see how effective imps were at DPS on that one. All right. Okay, so I'm just kind of trying to win this small battle here. I think he might try to outdo me on this one. So no, I think he's just gonna let me have it. Moving on. Sorry, this is taking a little bit. Okay, so he's using imps, okay, and he's using swordsman. I'm actually surprised that he won this one. He did win this one, and it's because of my frontline tanks. So the Berserker was just fast enough to get in front of my frontline tanks, so I wasn't able to take down as many of the swordsmen right away, and therefore I wasn't able to take down as many of the imps right away. I almost won it anyway, but if I'd had a better tank up front, it would have gone better for me. I was trying out new stuff during this battle here, but you can see how effective his imps were at damage dealing when they're not challenged. They are the highest DPS in the game per mana, not per square though, because if you have, so archers take 2 slots instead of 4. So if you have 2 sets of archers, they're going to outdo the DPS of 1 set of imps. However, that's 10 versus 2. So multiple considerations there. I did pretty good on this one. The problem with this one was I used way too much mana. So he was able just to win pretty good in the next one here. I basically told him that I knew I lost at that point. And in fact, I almost, well, no, he definitely had me here. See, just even though I have some AOE, it doesn't matter. He just had too many troops. If I had a third one of these, then it might have gone better for me. But yep. All right. I have one more video to show you. I know this is running a little bit long, but if you're still here, you're enjoying the insights, which I try to give. All right, so this is another elite battle. I'm fighting Jingle again. I just want to show you how I usually use imps. Or no, okay. So this one I'm trying my best not to use imps. In that they're not 100% necessary, but you know, just giving the cons of the imps. So here, he spent probably a lot less mana than I did on this one, on this battle. So that's a pro for the imps, but the con is, well, they weren't even able to break my front line there. Okay, and this is what really did it. This is what lost him. I don't know why he kept going. I think he placed a certain amount and then saw that he was probably going to lose because he had already spent too much mana. And so he just kept playing. Because that's not his usual deployment pattern either. Trying something different. Poor Jingle. Yeah. He's trying new stuff against me lately, and it's not working out for him. But that's the way it goes. I mean, I'm sure he wins a lot of his other battles. So him, her, I'm not sure. Okay, so he's gonna try to win this one. Maybe, maybe not. No, not really. I usually do use a couple of imps at least in my elite battles. It just depends on the deployment method because they are a very effective thing. And then this last one here, I forgot, and I did add some imps, but it's just overwhelming numbers is why I won this one. So nothing amazing or incredible about it. So. All right. Well, hopefully that was a good rundown of the imp. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and yeah, I will catch you later. Oh, just briefly, today, probably yesterday, as you watch this, they did a UI update. So my next video should have the new UI in it. I really like it. The only thing is, I wish you could zoom out just a little bit to see all your buildings at once. But it's okay because you can just pan. It's fine. There's a little button here for getting to the shop, so that's nice to add AFC. Really like how clean the plus sign looks. It's kind of exciting too. I like shiny things, shiny. And it also just looks better. Like there's a slight graphic update to a lot of the buildings, and then the road system is a little better. So yeah, Dock has a UI update for Next Island. Oh, they're teasing me so much with the Next Island thing. I want it. I want it bad. Okay, that's all I have for you today, Freelander.